going on? Pat McLaughlin here from SnareDrumTV.com. This is episode 35. In this episode, I'm going to show you a great Herta snare drum exercise that will really help you improve the consistency and flow of your Hertas. If you want free snare drum sheet music for this Herta snare drum exercise, simply head over to SnareDrumTV.com, look for episode 35, and underneath that video you'll find a button that you can click on that will take you to the snare drum sheet music. Alright? Without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this. This is going to be another one of those exercises where we're dealing with a concept, okay? And the concept is very similar to the 16th note diddle exercise that you learned, and the, let's see, what else? The grid, okay? Shifting the accents around and things like that. If you haven't watched those videos yet, go to SnareDrumTV.com. You can look on the episode list and find all those and see what I'm talking about. But anyways, this is going to be revolving around the same concept. We're going to shift the 16th notes of the Herta around to different partials of the beat so that you not only get great exposure to different Herta possibilities, but you also get to work your right hand and left hand lead. Okay? So, the first measure, the third measure, and the fifth measure, so all of the odd measures will be a measure of check, or a reference measure. And we're simply going to play a measure of eighth notes. And since we're in 12/8 time for this exercise, we will be playing 3 groupings of eighth notes for each beat. Okay? So, measure 1, straight eighth notes. In the second measure is when we play our first Herta measure. Okay? And when we play our first Herta measure, in measure 2, we're going to put the 16 notes on the downbeats, okay? So that will give us this: 1 and 2, 3, 2 and 2, 3, 3 and 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 1. Okay? Measure 3 then, back to the 8th notes. Measure 4, we shift the 16 notes of the Herta to the second partial of each beat, okay? So that gives us this: 1, 2 and 3, 2, 2 and 3, 3, 2 and 3, 4, 2 and 3, 1. Okay? Measure 5, we have straight eighth notes again, and in measure 6, we move the 16 notes of the Herta back to the third partial of the beat. Okay? So that gives us this: 1, 2, 3 and 2, 2, 3 and 3, 2, 3 and 4, 2, 3 and 1. Okay? So that's the whole concept of it. It just gets you comfortable with shifting those 16th notes around, or those, 16 notes around, and starting the Herta on different partials of the beat, alright? As well as starting with the right hand and the left hand lead, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and play this whole exercise for you so you get an idea to what it sounds like. If you want to play along, if you have this worked up already, this is 85 beats per minute. If not, start it slow, learn it slow, gradually work your way up. Okay, here we go. This is a whole exercise. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so that's the exercise. Pretty straightforward for the most part. Some of the stickings get a little bit weird, but it's really important that you keep natural sticking throughout the entire exercise. And I'll have the stickings written out for you in the sheet music so that you can really understand that and make sure that you're doing it correctly. I also recommend that you learn this, with right hand lead. Start the exercise with the right hand, because then the first and third groupings are played with right hand lead, and the second grouping is played with left hand lead. But when you start on the left hand, when you start the entire exercise with left hand lead, so starting with left, right, left, right, left, right, the opposite is true. So then the first and third groupings are left hand lead, and the second grouping is right hand lead. So make sure you flip flop it like that, practice it both ways, cover all your bases, and you should be good to go with this. Alright? And then in the next episode, episode 36, we're going to plug this into the grid, okay? Don't worry about that yet if you're not there. Focus on this exercise, and then I will teach you how to plug this into the grid in the next episode, okay? So, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your support and your interest. If you enjoyed this video, please go tell a friend about it. Share it on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, whatever you want to do. I'd really, really appreciate that. Alright? Thank you very much, and I will see you next time on Snare Drum TV.